Thank you for taking a few moments to view our Coffee with Manitou session from February 19th, 2014. This video is part 4 of the Coffee with Manitou session. We start this video with Bob Bishop demonstrating how to modify existing reports.
Now, one of the things that I also wanted to kind of cover here as part of the coffee session today is the ability to go through and modify some of these example reports that are in the system. Let's say, for example, you really don't want this question and answer piece to be included in the report. It's not something you use in Manitou. You don't create questions and answers for some of your customers. You just simply use their name and a password that they have entered into the system. So what we can do to go in here and modify this is simply go through and merge these fields together. So I'm going to highlight those fields and I'm going to right click and we're going to merge those cells together. And that's going to put those values together in different rows. So we've got the name, we've got the password information, and then below that would be the values for that question and answer if I actually had them and they existed in my database. Now, if we want to remove that, we'll just go through here and again use our delete key. I'm just using my backspace here to go ahead and remove those data fields from the report. And again, clicking in one of the other fields will go ahead and commit that change to all of the accounts that you have in the system. Now, removing data from a table doesn't remove it from the header, so you need to kind of go through and repeat the same process here in the header. So we can right-click on those fields here. We'll go ahead and merge those cells together. And again, it brings that information all together here so that we can go through and use our backspace key and just delete that information here from the system as well. All right, so again, great tool to go in here, give you kind of some starting points. One of the frustrations, I guess, if I can say that I've had in going through, I was trying to do things like delete columns in here by clicking on it and saying we want to delete cells and delete a whole column, and it was reformatting everything. So one of the things that you have to keep in mind as you're going through and working with these reports, you're doing a lot of nested tables within tables. So deleting a whole column or a row within one of the reports may have unintended consequences, as it was doing for me. So going through and merging some of those cells and then deleting the actual values from the returned results here is a better way to go in and delete information or modify these reports, but not actually accidentally delete entire bits of information that you want to have still included in the report. All right. Now, once I've made all of my modifications to this report, again, simple to go in here and we'll do a save. And in this particular case, since it's a brand new report for me, it's going to bring up my save as here, and we can go ahead and type in the name for this file. And again, this one we'll call customer contact list with password. And we'll hit save. And that report is now available for me to go in and merge into Manitou. So in this case here, and again, it didn't ask me about removing the personal data here, so let's go ahead and do that here and do a save as. Do we want to replace it? This is where it will pop up and give us the report name that we want to use from a Manitou standpoint. So customer contacts, user ID, and password report. And then we can, again, click on that button here to remove the report data. And what that will do is take that cached data out of the report so that when we import it into Manitou, it no longer has those functions available. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this here because there were a couple things that I didn't do. I didn't go in and remove that filter. So again, you're going to want to remove the filters here before you import that into the Manitou system. So we're going to go ahead and remove the filter and hit OK. And then the other thing you might want to do is add some parameters. So in Manitou, when you create your reports, you have the ability to go in here and do a customer from to, dealer from to, date from to, as you're going through and setting up those different reports. We wanted to give you the same tools here from within Manitou. So again, we can allow you to go in here and put that customer ID from and to. These don't apply to the actual SnapReporter interface itself. These will only be inserted in Manitou system reports. So if you create items here that you want to put in as filters, this information will show up in Manitou once we import it into the Manitou side. So again, customer ID from to, customer name from to, maybe we'll include the dealer ID from to in here as well. Although I don't have a dealer in here, but again, it would still filter based on a particular dealer that you have in the system. And we'll go ahead and hit OK. And now I'm going to go through and do that save as. And I'm just going to put in here 2. And we'll remove that report data. Now in Manitou, the way that you import that information into the system is you launch your supervisor's workstation, and we'll log in there. And again, depending on your permissions within supervisor's workstation, you should have a reports and a report templates. And once you go to that report templates here, it should give you a list of all of the system reports that are available within Manitou. And you'll notice that there's an upper section here where we've got the built-in reports. Those are the reports that we gave you when we installed Manitou. And then there's the external reports. And that's designed to be those reports that you're importing into the system, either from the Advanced Report Writer or in this case, Bold SnapReporter. So we're going to go ahead and go into edit mode, and we'll close that node back down here. And let's say that we want this to be a master file report because it matches some of the master file information that we have within Manitou. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight master file and hit my add button. And this is where I can go in and type that report name into the system. And we can search for that report template field here. So it's in my documents folder, which, oh, there's part of the problem. One of the things that you want to do is make sure that if you're searching for those reports that you've selected the Bold SnapReporter here so that we can go ahead and find those reports. By default, when you're doing the report template import here, it looks for an RDL file, which is again the Advanced Report Writer way of building those either through Visual Studio or SQL Server. So you want to go through here and select that Bold SnapReporter. And for some reason here, it's not showing up where I expect it to be. So let's do a quick save as here. And it's in my SkyDrive documents. So we'll go ahead and pull that up here. And we'll take a look at that again. And there we go, the customer contact list with password 2. And it will go ahead and populate that report name in that you have from the SnapReporter. You can see the description in here and that this was created as a US English report. And we'll hit OK and hit save. And once we've done that, that report is now part of Manitou. And if we go into our system reports and select that master file here, we've got that customer contact user and password report in here, as well as those parameters that we inserted into the system here so that we can go through and filter it based on customer ID, customer name, or that dealer ID information. Well, I think this brings us to a good spot here to kind of wrap up the Coffee with Manitou session for today. We do thank you so much for being part of these monthly training sessions that we have. We look forward to seeing you next month when we explore the Universal Connector and some ways that you can increase RMR for or through using the Universal Connector. But again, thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope that you have a great day.